Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Writers Mindscape, the number 3 writing podcast on the 01 podcast group. You mentioned writing this week.
I'm so sorry about that.
Multiple times.
I mean, all I said was writing in one of the other shows. That's all it was.
More than one.
Because
we're
sorry
number
about
3.
that.
We're not even number 2, we're number 3.
Yeah.
How dare you. Anyway, today we're going to continue on with our world building. I'm Tim.
I'm Adam.
And today we're going to be talking about an age-old debate about magic.
Yes.
Should there be rules, or should there be a sense of wonder? The correct answer, rules.
Yes. Just, no, not, it's just yes. Why not both?
Because
Why not both?
Because it's my way. My way, the highway.
Yeah. No.
Okay, but yes, we're going to be talking about this. It's not necessarily a debate, but I want to tell a story. I love using Brandon Sanderson for things.
Yeah,
because he's a great author. Because this story comes from when he was first got published.
Okay.
Elantris had just come out, and it's a very rule-based magic system. And he got asked to go on a panel at one of these writers' cons on magic. I'm like, yeah, we'll put it in here. And like, oh, great, cool. And then they're talking about like what makes a great magic system, and he gets the question. He's like, oh, obviously rules. And everyone else on the panel disagreed with him. I'm like, no, you have to have a sense of wonder, and you can't have rules that takes away from the awe-inspiring of what magic is. And he's like, no. And then he actually went back and was I wrong? And he's like, no. Then he came to the conclusion that's where there's some people who want that awe, that wonder of magic that magic brings.
It's wonderful to write it that way.
Yep.
But you kind of personally, as you're much like having a map.
Yep.
You kind of have some guidelines.
Yeah, you need to have, and that's the thing. We're gonna break down just like what we mean by wonder and all that, and then by rules, and give some final thoughts in a few minutes. But it really comes down to what you want to do with your magic system and what you get the story you're telling and how involved it's going to be. Really
right.
Comes down to that. If you're not doing what we're doing right now, it's developing a whole new world live, where we're thinking everything be outside of story.
Yeah.
Do what works best for the story. I hate saying that, but it is some of the best advice to do. But let's break it down. Wonder, Adam, you like more the wonder. I mean, we both agree that there should be guidelines, but
oh yeah,
explain why you like that.
I like it because it leaves a sense of wonder, if you will. No, I love it.
Great
because,
word choice.
Yeah, because you don't need to explain everything.
Yes.
I mean, it's good to have those explanations show up, but overall, there should be a moment where, especially as an audience, or as you're following this character, that they're still discovering things.
Yes.
You know, so there should be this sense of awe, this sense of wonder, as it's something special and weird. At the same time, you can have it be completely mundane, and it's every day, and everyone knows, where the limitations are. But there should still be something that everyone stops and goes, "What? That's possible?"
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think it comes down to when people say, "Oh, I don't want rules ruin the sense of wonder." It doesn't. You can still have those things where you're still discovering what the magic can do. Look at it this way. In physics and quantum mechanics and all that stuff, we still don't understand the universe.
No. Every time that we have decided that there is a certain rule that, this is how the universe works, there's something out there that goes, yeah, guess what? No.
But the funny thing is, we know for a fact that this thing actually is true. It's why it's called a law.
We're like, this is true, and then there's just something in the universe that stops and goes, guess what? I'm going to break that rule.
I'm going to show you, but this doesn't work with this, but we know this works. So it goes with that. I mean, look at this. We've been trying to unify the 4 fundamental forces for a very long time. We cannot, at this point, unify gravity with the electromagnetic force. Yeah,
the two of them just don't get along.
We don't know why, but we know gravity exists.
Yes.
We also know electromagnetic force exists, because those are the combination term of all the other 3 forces. And they work together, but for some reason we just can't figure out why. And we also don't understand why gravity seems to be so weak of a force, when everything else tells us it should be stronger.
Right.
And there's a possibility they're actually talking about now adding a fifth fundamental force, dark matter.
Oh yeah, just the knot.
Yeah, the knot that we don't know what it is.
We're like, son of a bitch, it keeps showing up. We can't explain it.
It's at this point where it's like, it used to be for like where we think dark matter and dark energy exists.
Yeah.
But now we've got
because we've always said that there's supposed to be a negative to the positive, so I mean, we know there's something there, but we can't define it.
Yeah. So it's gotten to the point where we know dark matter and dark energy exist, but we only use those terms because we honestly don't know what this force actually is.
It's magic.
There we go. Yeah, magic.
Rabbit out of the hat stuff.
Hey, I've been saying for years, I always thought that the universe was an intelligent force where like it eventually would develop a form under some rules until it developed a smart enough presence where it would start asking questions like, what about this? And when you got enough people to believe it, that became how it worked.
All right.
I mean, at this point, I'm not wrong in a sense because we still don't know because we keep learning new stuff.
Yeah.
How do we know that gravity existed? Well, some guy said an apple fell on his head. Gravity. People started believing. Well, that's why that fell down now. Well, then Einstein came along. No, it's a little bit different.
There's some other rules that go along with this,
and and enough people started believing it. So, he changed it. They changed it. That would be kind of cool. That our brains could change. That's how our brains alter reality because you need more than one person. Obviously, I think that'd be kind of cool. But I don't. Until someone tells me, until someone says no and you can prove it for a fact because we've learned everything about the universe, I'm still gonna hold that it's possible.
Okay, all right.
But anyway, it goes to the sense that you can still have a sense of wonder,
right,
and all that because you don't know everything doesn't mean you can't still do it.
I mean that goes into how does your magic work?
Yes, which is my field. I love the rules of magic.
Yes. Is your system of magic a very regimented system?
Yep.
Or is it loose and you play by the rules and you just kind of go, it happens, okay? Just live with it.
We were talking about this. I still can't believe my first series I'm writing is a more of a soft magic system. I mean, I know how it works, but I have not been able to use it in a sense that shows how it works in the stories because the way the stories work, I just can't dive into it. I'm like, why? I know the rules. I want to show this. Luckily, in the third book, you get to at least a sense of it.
Oh, okay.
I'll explain it. But the first two books are like, nope.
It just exists. Accept it.
You know that it's there, and there's a reason behind it, but you're like, you don't know what the limitations are. You don't know why that are there or anything. So... yeah, but anyway, I do have rules for that. I have rules for all my magic systems, and the reason is because the main reason is I don't want to use it for a plot device.
Cool.
And we talked about under Sanderson's 3 laws last week that became a staple of fantasy for the longest time.
Yeah.
You write yourself in a plot in a hole that you can't get out of.
Magic.
You don't have to explain it. It's just magic.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Exactly.
But that's why fantasy started to die for a while. People just got sick of time. Oh, you're just going to use magic. Okay. Whatever.
Well, plus everything was just like, oh, I'm kind of reading the same book, aren't I?
Yeah. It became very the same. It's like, okay. I mean, there's some that stuck out.
Oh, yeah.
But...
overall, it was still like you always read about a warrior, a wizard, and a thief.
And then there's also some kind of magical sword or item you need to...
yeah, exactly. Nobody explained how that magic comes about, but, there was just a magical sword.
Yep.
Or a belt, something.
To defeat the evil guy.
Yeah.
A guy I went to my first school with, all he did was play World of Warcraft in his room. And when he wasn't in class. I mean, he'd go every so often to play other things with some friends, but that was generally what you saw him do. And one summer, we were talking on AIM.
Oh.
That just shows you how long ago it was.
All right.
He's like, yeah, we should write a story. And he's like, we need a magical weapon to go get to defeat the evil. I'm like,
why?
Of course, I didn't really understand fantasy as well. I'm like, okay, yeah. But then every time I was online, that was on, he would be like, well, let's work on this. And I'm trying to work on my other stuff. And it's like, it got to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm unfriending you because I
can't do this anymore.
I want to work on mine. And you just want to work on every time I'm online.
Yeah, he wanted to write a hack and slash book. You were going, well, yeah, but we can really explore the world of magic over here.
No, I wasn't even doing that. I was just trying to work on my own projects because they're starting to actually work on my own writing.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, you want to spend all this time here where I have my own stuff. And so, probably shouldn't have done that, but
no,
oh well.
That's mean.
But having a sense of rules, let's just dive into actually rules. Even if you want that sense of wonder, as a writer, you need to know the rules of your magic system.
Oh, God, yeah.
This will solve so many issues with you. When you're coming to writing scenes, if you do happen to be more of a pantser of a writer, you just sit down and write. If you know at least know the rules to your magic or anything like the world, all that stuff, it will help you from when you get into write yourself into a pinch, and you don't know how to get out of it. You won't just use magic to get it out.
Right.
You will have to come up with a new solution. I mean, in a sense, if you're in your first draft and you want to use magic to solve the issue, go ahead to get yourself out of there. But when you come back, get rid of it. Go follow the rules of the magic to get yourself out of there. Not to get out, to solve the problem, but figure out a way to kind of, okay, what if I change this part and I go here and do this, or...
Okay.
Or if you're going to use magic to do it, at least when you come back to it, point out to... the little that you do know about magic allows to solve that issue. Right. But if most people don't want to do that, they want the sense of awe. They're like, I don't want anyone to know anything about my magic system.
No, I unlike Tolkien, I do want people to understand, especially in what I'm going to be planning out, why my magic works the way it does. But at the same time, I want it to slowly come out.
Yeah.
So you go, well, what's this?
Yep.
And much like, my character, I want it to slowly just kind of keep being revealed.
Yeah.
Over time. That way that they're like, oh, that's why I did that. Oh, that's why this happens.
Yep.
It's like, well, what about, why do they get to do that? Oh, this is why they do that.
I have an interesting idea for our world that would be interesting to have.
Yeah.
Our elder being...
Yes.
Basically puts on both planets a cachet of all knowledge of what happened to the worlds.
Oh, man.
Which could be a different story at some time.
Yeah, that's its own story.
Well, I think I was like, that'd be kind of cool that it just explains everything. It doesn't tell what the limits or anything, but it kind of explains. But that'd be kind of a fun little interesting story, side story to do at some point.
That would be cool.
But again, knowing rules don't hinder anything. You as a writer knowing how things work helps you, prevents you when you're writing the story from doing certain things. If you want no one to know, the reader to never know how the magic works, that's fine. Just make sure you don't use it in the novice and cliche trope way that fantasy has come around. And to switch the boat on this a little bit, because we are dealing with magic, I do want to just tie a little bit of technology in this. The same thing goes with technology.
Well, yeah.
If you have technology, if you have a solved technology system, don't use it to solve problems.
No. It should be, you go, okay, well, there's spaceships, you just accept it.
Yep.
There's laser beams. Yep. You just go, okay, those things exist.
Don't think all of a sudden, if I do these two technology things together and do this will automatically solve my problem perfectly, because no one's ever thought of it before.
No. I mean, if you're going to end your story that way, sure, why not?
Yes.
That should be the ending of everything, though.
But also, if you're going to do something like that, it should be foreshadowed.
Yes.
Beforehand that it's going to. Maybe this is the story that shows the revealing of this technology or this breakthrough through this character. That's fine. You foreshadow it. Everything you do to solve a problem using magic or technology needs to be foreshadowed
Right.
before you use it. And again, it goes back to Sanderson's first law. How well we know something determines how well it can be used to solve a problem.
Exactly.
If you have an all-in-wonder system and no one knows but you how the magic system works, or characters but you'd never dive into their heads,
right.
and all that, but you're never going to reveal it, it can cause problems.
People can get very bored with the system.
Yeah, or just like people, it can cause problems, but you can't use magic to solve it.
Right.
But rules are very important, and the crafting your rules will refer you back to Sanderson's 3 Laws episode last week.
Mm-hmm.
For that, Adam, anything else you want to add to this?
You know what? If you're writing a magic system, I mean, you're talking to the guy that really, this is not my key.
Which I find fascinating.
It's not really my wheelhouse.
You seem like the person who would love this stuff.
Well, see, for me, it's more the fact that I'm the kind of guy that just goes, okay, I accept it. Like, that's just how I do it. Like, when I dive into sci-fi, I'm more of a sci-fi guy than a magic. So technology for me, I just go, okay, those matter transporters are a thing.
Okay.
I just go, it's okay.
All right.
That's a thing. And I accept it.
People like you, I hate.
I'm sorry. I hop on the ride and I go, this is fun. And then that's it.
Even when a bad author just kind of throws something that completely breaks what you've been told so far.
Okay, well that does kind of annoy me.
But you just go along with it.
But, I mean, you're talking to a guy that likes Doctor Who, where sometimes you just have to accept that something happened.
Okay.
Just kind of go, all right, so that happened.
And
and moving on. Okay.
There's a reason why I won't watch Doctor Who. But, no, I mean, I think that's a good point. Like, again, it's just... There's a reason why people do these things.
Yeah.
And say these things. It just helps you figure out and solve issues before you even get there by doing that. And that's what I'm going to say about magic and rules.
Yeah.
I prefer a series that actually reveal the rules in some sense. You don't have to reveal everything. J.K. Rowling never reveals it.
No.
So, but at the same time, I like to learn something about the magic system.
Okay.
But go there. All right. Other than that, people, let us know your thoughts on what our rules are. Do you insist no rules?
No rules. Getting all frilly, willy, neely, dilly up there.
It's too much work, or do you think, no, there must be rules?
I have to spend the next 30 days to figure out this one rule within my magic system.
30? Try 30 years.
God, really? Way too long.
I know, but no, you don't want to be a Pat Rothfuss who's been working on his world from the Name of the Wind. Yeah, he's been a long time.
For a long time?
He's been a long time crafting. I mean, come on, the guy crafted his entire economic system on a chalkboard. That's
too far for me.
That's cool, though. You gotta admit, though. But anyway, let us know your thoughts down there. Any suggestions you'd have for crafting rules or how to make your understanding your magic system without really diving into rules.
Yeah.
So you can still have that sense of wonder and awe. Let us know. Other than that, give us a thumbs up if you made it at the end of the video.
Yes.
Make sure you smash that subscribe button, join the notifications.
Yep.
Make sure you hit the bell.
Yes.
Because, well, don't just hit it, crush it. I'm still pissed off and my computer ruined some files. Smash that bell.
Ooh.
If you damage your computer, though, we're not held responsible.
That's your own problem.
Come there. And if you want to learn more about writing, I do have my own channel, T Green Books. I'm currently going over a series on developing characters. Check that out. Hopefully Adam will remember and actually put a link down below to my channel.
Maybe.
Since I put a link to this channel on mine.
Okay.
Anyway, other than that, have a good day. Bye.
See ya.